Hello, folks. Welcome to Fandango Friday.
Fandango Friday. Yes, it is. And it's not only regular Fandango Friday, it happens to be Independence Day weekend 2021 Fandango Friday.
Right.
Yes, the festivities. Yes, the Bacchus will be proud.
All right. So Sunday is Independence Day. Yesterday was Canada Day, and so on. And so
Canada. Yes.
I went to Canada one time during Canada Day, and they gave me some free Coca-Cola and birthday cake. That's a true story. All right. Michael Hill says, "Cheers, everyone. Drinking a Mad Dog 2020 here." Oh wait, what am I doing? Reading? I can post them. All right. I forgot you could post this on people can read it for themselves. I see StreamYards where people keep reading the comments, and I'm like, why are you reading the comments? People can read them for themselves.
You're damn right. You're damn right. That's very smart of you.
Well, because what happens is you'll see a 2-hour video, and 30 minutes of the video is the people reading the comments that people could clearly read themselves.
Yeah, look at all the time wasted when you read the comments when they can read it themselves. Exactly.
Now on the Google Hangouts, when I'm doing that, well, no, they don't. You can't post those, so you have to read them. All right. So BC's beer reviews.
Hey, BC, you got a flavored hooch or a liqueur or any flavored whiskey there?
That's
Cheers.
right.
Cheers.
All right. Now, so James, he's got the music, he's got the inspiration, he's got the enthusiasm.
Well, I'm not done yet. I have some Fandango non-copyrighted music to play, and here we go. Yes, it is 2021 Independence Day weekend. Big barbecue bonanza for most of this country. And who was that? Thomas Jefferson or Alexander Hamilton? Who was that?
Thomas Jefferson. And on the back is the signing.
Oh, look at that. There they are.
Signing the Declaration of Independence.
Now, what I want somebody out there in cyberspace to research is, why is there an American quarter, 25-cent kern, as Ed Norton would say, kern, with an upside down bat in the back of it? If anybody knows the significance of the upside down bat, and I hope it's not COVID-19, please let us know. Anyway, on with the festivities.
On with the festivities. Okay. Let's see here. Put all this stuff away.
And as a warm-up in the bullpen, I was sipping on some of that Barcelo Añejo rum.
From the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, Dominican Republic, just to warm up in the bullpen. Get ready to throw my spitters like Gaylord Perry.
Gaylord Perry. All right. Now, what I have tonight is a strange name product, but I found out that it's from a family-owned company, and they must have 50 family members by now that have a part ownership. So you get the feeling that it's not going to stay family-owned because you got too many descendants. But this is
Pink. Oh, the other way.
Oops, sorry.
Pink. Whitney. Like Eli Whitney.
Now, it's not Pink Floyd. So I thought it was a strange name, but what I found out was there's a guy who's a famous hockey player, and his favorite drink is pink lemonade. So he got a contract and endorsement, as we know, in 2019, because it says copyright 2019, and he got a contract with a company called New Amsterdam Spirits Company, and they make vodka. But New Amsterdam this should give it away right here, Modesto, California, is owned by you know who, Ernest and Julio Gallo,
Yeah.
who started Ernest and Julio Gallo in 1933, and their family still owns it today.
Didn't they help Carlo Rossi? Yeah,
I think Carlo Rossi married one of their sisters. Carlo Rossi married one of their sisters, so they asked him. He was like a salesman for the company, and he had a way of kind of a comical mannerisms and whatever. And so they asked him in the early 1960s, they said, what do you think about making a line of inexpensive wines named after you? Well, of course, he liked the idea. And so they made it look like he had his own wine company. But
he liked the idea so much, he drank it.
Right. He said he liked to talk about wine, but he'd rather drink it. Now, he had a lot of success with that. And what they did on those commercials, they tried to put some distance between Carlo Rossi and E&J to make it look like it was his own company, but it really wasn't. Anyway, but he did pass away.
I think he assumed room temperature. He took the big dirt sleep, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now it's a way to say it. Now this says Barstool Sports Spittin' Chicklets. And I didn't know what that meant, spittin' chicklets. Then I realized these hockey players get busted in the mouth and they're spitting what? Their teeth out.
Ugh.
So New Amsterdam 5-time distilled. It is pink lemonade flavored vodka of all things. And it's 30% alcohol. So it's not one of those 100 proof crazy things I've been having. But anyway, now we're going to see if James wants to show his product.
Yeah. Well, 5 distilled. That's pretty impressive. Okay. Now, and I got some informateur on the subject, on the product. Yeah. Okay. I have here the Bitter Truth brand. Elderflower liqueur. The Bitter Truth is the company, and I guess there's the 2 partners involved in this business, or 2 brothers. I don't think it's the Smothers Brothers, but it's Bitter Truth Elderflower liqueur, and it's from Deutschland, I believe, Germany, and I have the information on it.
Okay.
All right. Spirits and liqueurs. Elderflower liqueur, an aperitif style summer liqueur, or liqueur, or whatever you want to call it.
Liqueur, yeah.
If you're sick, you're liqueured with a liqueur. The Bitter Truth Elderflower liqueur twinkles in the glass. So here we go with the violin playing, like starlight on hail bays, while the fresh flower scent tickles the nose, sending you straight back to summer days, romping about in the English countryside. Excuse me for laughing. While elderflower blossom is your first kiss on the tongue. Well, I don't know about that. Fruit notes like quince and white grape support the feti, whatever, with a hyphen over the E, of light herbs and spices that slide in and mix with honey sweetness. This could be a romance novel. To make this complex drink worthy of a country squire's picnic. The Bitter Truth Elderflower liqueur They must be hard up for sales. Combines the characteristics of a spice aperitif wine and a natural floral liqueur. Enjoy it chilled on ice as an aperitif with wine or champagne, and of course, in numerous cocktails and long drinks, whatever that means. Well, I had this in the freezer, so it is definitely chilled.
Okay, so it's what's the name of it again? Elder Flower Liqueur. What's the company?
Flower liqueur. The company is Bitter Truth.
Okay.
Established. What does it say? 2006 or 2005? I'm trying to read that, but I'll get it. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. The Bitter Truth.
What's the ABV on it?
Hold on. Tasting notes. This liqueur, which has a luminous golden color and a fresh, rich bouquet, offers a great variety of flavors, dominated by elderflowers, complemented by spicy aromas of honey and fruity notes of quince and grape. Okay, now for the details. The Bitter Truth, product of Germany, 22 alcohol by volume, 22%.
Okay.
22% alcohol by volume. Bitter Truth elderflower liqueur. Produced and bottled by the Bitter Truth. Oh my goodness. Could they get any smaller with the font? Well, anyway, they got a word here. Fratzhauer, blah, blah, blah. Pulak, Germany. Thebittertruth.com, but there's a hyphen separating the bitter truth. There's two hyphens. Thebittertruth.com, and then they have imported by Vision Wine, and then Vision, whatever. They're just like freaking so small, the font, that I want to say font Google. But anyway, yeah, the hyphen bitter hyphen truth.com.
An aperitif.
An aperitif, elderflower. Now I know about elderberry.
I think a long drink. I could be wrong. I think a long drink is like a highball, but I could be wrong. All right, now here's the Pink Whitney from Ryan Whitney. Ryan Whitney, a hockey player. I don't watch hockey, so I don't know. New Amsterdam. That would be New York, right? Because Old Amsterdam is in Holland. New Amsterdam is in New York. Now called New York City, but it used to be called New Amsterdam. And but the Dutch lost their war against England, and so the British said, "We'll take it. We'll take that city if you don't mind." And they renamed the colony. New Holland was renamed New York after the Duke of York, who became King James II. And then New Amsterdam was renamed New York. Okay. But you still had a lot of Dutch families living there, like the von Rosenfelds, who had some political success later on. The von Rosenfelds.
Not the Duke of Earl. That was a song from doo-wop song. But anyway,
the Van Wyck roadway or throughway, whatever. Now, not the Duke of Earl. All right. This smells like pink lemonade, so I mean, it's got chunks in it like pink lemonade, so it is naturally flavored. It smells like pink lemonade. So cheers to your tartness. All right.
That has a nice sound to it. This cheap yogurt glass.
Now the taste. They were talking about the yogurt. Somebody was making comments about the yogurt glass. Said they really like those glasses.
Yeah, Whole Foods has them, my friends.
The flavor is sweet. Get the vodka burn. And the pink lemonade. I mean, the mouthfeel is a little syrupy, not too bad. A little bit. It's pleasant. If I was ever looking to drink a liqueur that tasted like pink lemonade, and I don't think I'd be looking to do that, but if I ever did have that desire in my life, I would recommend buying this. Obviously, I got the little sample bottle that was very cheap, maybe $1.99. But if you buy the full size bottle, which I noticed Mathern's has, it's a good deal more money, maybe 25 or something. Hello, Geordie of Scotland. Geordie's watching from the Kingdom of Scotland. King James II was Scottish, from the Royal House of Stuart, Stuart, Stuart.
Yeah, I still never had haggis before. I have to try that.
No, I know. No, Bud Light, seltzer, lemon. All right, so mine is simple. It's nice. The mouthfeel is a little syrupy, but not too much. Like Ronnie Simpson had remarked about the syrupiness thing going on with some of these. And the finish is semi-sweet dry. It's like midway sweet to dry, so it's fine. I think the next time we do Fandango Friday, which might be 2 or 3 weeks from now, maybe hopefully 2 weeks, I will try to do the pickle flavored vodka from Sazerac. I don't know what pickle flavored vodka is going to taste like. I guess dill pickle.
Well, it's probably good with a good deli sandwich, which has pickles on it often.
Yeah, maybe I could have like a Reuben with some kosher pickles and some potato chips. And I have it in my freezer already. Believe me, folks, when you're drinking these liqueurs, you want it in the freezer for a couple of days. Ronnie made that mistake one time, drinking one room temperature. No.
No. I have the plastic bottle liqueurs in the refrigerator, and the glass ones like this in the freezer, because do not put plastic in the freezer because it leaches out a synthetic, toxic type of estrogenic chemical into your beverage, and that includes putting plastic spring water bottles in the freezer. Don't do it. So that's what I do. All right, that's what I did. So anyway, Annabelle. Oh, that's a very haunted Raggedy Ann doll. Don't be careful with that thing. So anyway, oh, by the way, that cacti, a blue agave lime spiked seltzer, I had to dump the rest of it out because I started to get nauseous.
Oh man, that's too bad.
So that's a real low grade bad review that I did Wednesday, I believe. Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, now I'm gonna give a sniff and a taste of this Bitter Truth elderflower. I gotta keep on reminding myself. Elderflower liqueur from Germany. Very floral, almost perfumish, if there's such a word, perfumey. Well, I love hard, crispy, kosher dill or garlic pickles in general. I love them. It's from a pickle barrel. There's a farmer's market by me that has the big pickle barrels with them in it, and you grab your own, and they're very inexpensive, and I'm sure they're loaded with health-giving probiotics. Anyway, very floral, very perfumey. Now that is a very pleasant, unique tasting liqueur. It is not overly sweet. I noticed the Italian liqueurs, like your amarettos and frangelicas, they're extremely sweet, just like the Italian pastries. But that's why I like German pastries better. They don't load them up with sugar, and apparently their liqueurs are not nauseatingly sweet. This is very, very nice.
Better than the cacti.
Mm. What's that?
I said better than the cacti.
Yeah. Oh, the cacti. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. That's like that's probably what they give the tourists that go to Mexico in the five, what do you call it, the all-inclusive resorts, because they're so drunk, they're so buzzed, they don't know what the hell they're drinking. I used to find jewelry at the bottom of the Olympic pool by the swim-up bar in those resorts. I used to put, where I go snorkeling a lot, so I used to practice. I'd have my mask, my snorkel, and my flippers. I would ride the bottom of the pool and find jewelry that drunken female tourists lost in the pool. Finders keepers, losers weepers. Okay, anyway. This is I lost my diamond earrings. I'm a lush. I'm so drunk. Anyway, this is great, by the way. But you gotta give a toast to Deutschland. I mean, they make a lot of quality products.
Yeah, a lot of good liqueurs. I remember on our gang they had two midgets, and they were trying to disguise themselves as babies.
Didn't Baby Finster on Bugs Bunny try to do that?
Finster. I don't remember, but I remember that Purina and Weezer and all them were really freaked out by these two little babies, you know.
Froggy.
Well, way before Froggy. Froggy wasn't even born yet.
You know what used to make me real hungry is when Stymie said ham and eggs can talk, and well, they might not be talking, but my stomach is talking, something like that. He said, serve it up. And then there was Uncle George, yum yum, eat him up, with the bone in his nose or something. Yeah, Uncle George. Yeah.
That was a famous episode with Stymie and
Well, Bill Cosby, the man who likes to grab women, who was just let out of prison, he's the one that took all of the Our Gang comedy off the air. He bought them out and pulled them all off of television completely, and then he decided to bother women, and I'm putting it mildly, and like one sin, another sin, little sin, big sin. It's all the same. Anyway.
Yeah, and our gang was totally harmless, It was totally integrated and harmless,
They all got along great. I heard the integrated children, they were all friends. They got along wonderfully. There was no ill feelings.
All the actors and actresses, including Stymie and Buckwheat and Farina, said they were treated absolutely the same as the rest of the other kids.
Well, Petey, the pit bull terrier, was Stymie's, and they drew that circle around his eye. Right. Yeah, they drew that circle. But anyway, this, what I could say about it, extremely floral, which means there's real elderberry flowers in there, and not sweet at all, just a hint. More tart than sweet. And I know elderberry fruit is very good for influenza and colds, the immune system. And it's probably an ancient remedy, the elderberry, and maybe the flowers are too, because there are medicinal flowers, like if you get something called Bach's Rescue Remedy, company called Box. There are flowers that are actually edible and medicinal.
Yeah.
But this is really pleasant. I mean, I really like this a lot.
When I'll tell you real fast. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
On that episode, Weezer and his little sister were being raised by this like wicked stepmother type thing, and she would make them eat mush, which was like cornmeal. But she had this other shit, her natural son, who she babied, and she let him eat, like good food. And so Stymie came over and he said, I bet y'all didn't know that ham and eggs can talk. And then her natural son, who's sort of like slow in the head, he said, ham and eggs can't talk. Stymie said, they sure can. And then Weezer said to Stymie, what did they say, Stymie? He said, well, you can't just, they won't talk on their own. You gotta put them in a pan with grease to get them to talk. And so the kid says, I'll prove to you that ham and eggs don't talk. He said, okay, but I'm telling you, they talk. So
They say move them around, flip them around.
he put the eggs in there with the bacon with the ham, and the kid says, I don't hear anything. And then Stymie said, well, you got to crack them open and pour them in. I mean, you can't just leave them in a shell. So he put them in there, and he said, I still don't hear him talking. He said, you got to move them around a little bit. You got to stir them up a little bit. You got to stir them up. And so he said, Weezer said, what did they, because Stymie claimed they had talked the day before. And Weezer said, what did they say, Stymie? He said, the ham told the eggs, move over, white boy, you crowd me. And so the kid, the natural son of hers, he stormed out the kitchen and said, this is a joke. These ham and eggs don't talk. And Stymie said, well, I'll tell you one thing. My stomach's talking to me right now. So, of course, they all ate the ham and eggs, and the whole thing was a scam. He was like Uncle Remus, it was like Brer Rabbit. Remember, Brer Rabbit was saying, don't you throw me in that briar patch.
Throw me in
that briar patch.
I like the episode with the go-karts, the soapbox derby thing where they were going down the hill. That was good. And then there's the tires that got escaped from the truck.
Oh, yeah. That was an episode called Freewheeling from 1932. Yeah,
Freewheeling. But the go-karts was real interesting. It was like a race.
Remember it was their own taxi that they built. There was a mule, a taxi pulled by a mule, but the mule got loose. And then the thing started rolling down the hill in Los Angeles, and they couldn't stop it. And it was they had this little boxing glove that would come out the side going.
Yeah, on like the accordion, whatever you call it.
Yes, it was punching everybody in the face.
Well, I speaking of mush, all I want to say about mush is I'm looking for polenta to feed my baby.
Yeah, my baby.
My baby, I'm looking for polenta.
I asked the lady, where are you from? She said, I'm from Croatia. All right. Now, let's see here. I'm going to get some water, and then I'm going to give my score. I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Now, I boiled polenta, double amount. I let it cool down. I pour it into one of those Glad, containers you can put in a freezer, plastic containers. I put it in the refrigerator, and it gets stiff. So now, if I want to have it as a side dish with eggs, I would cut a slab of it out, and it would be solidified. And I would take that polenta or organic harmony grits, and then I would fry it in oil and have that as a side dish with the eggs, and it's pretty damn tasty. But I was always a fan of corn, good corn, not that crappy genetically modified corn, that Frankenstein food.
Right. Well, today I was really busy at work and I didn't have time to eat a normal lunch. So what I did was I came. Yeah, it's a shame. I came back home and I grabbed that. Remember that bread I was telling you about, the cheese covered bread that
Oh
was
yeah, yeah, that looked good.
baked in the oven. And then this guy I work with, Pablo, said, "I'm starving. I'm starting to feel sick." I said, "Try some of this bread." So he pulled a piece off. "Oh man, that's good. That's good." I said, "Pablo, it's a lot better when it's right out the oven than just sitting in a bag, you know." But what I did was I had to eat something, so I took the bread and I pulled pieces off and I opened it up and I took the hog's head cheese that I had from Man Defined Meats and I was cutting the hog's head cheese up in cubes and I put it in the bread and I put some hot sauce on it and I was eating that for lunch. Now here's something I got yesterday. You tell me about this. They had it on sale for 99 cents because it was at the Best Buy date. But you know, sometimes the Best Buy date doesn't mean a whole lot. But I got this for 99 cents. It's a product of Ireland.
Oh, Kerrygold. Oh yes, 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 yes. I've had their products. They have great butter. Cheddar. This is shredded cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Excellent company. Excellent. You know, grass fed. You know, cows. They're treated very well. And there's the Kerrygold family.
Yeah. So
Unless it's a fictitious family.
no, it's apparently a real thing, and I plan to try it. I've never had it. It says our cows graze on outdoors on pastures of small family farms in Ireland for the majority of the year. So they're not kept up in pens. They just let the cows graze.
That's how Argentine, and New Zealand cattle are raised. They're pasture, they're free range pasture, grass fed cattle. You know, as opposed to American cattle that eat the same damn feed every day from I guess from a trough.
Now, here's something I bought, and then we'll give the scores. I'm almost finished with it, but this thing was like a brick. If you hit somebody in the head with it, you might kill them. I mean, this is no joke, but I'll show it to you. Spilling out. It's called Olancho Queso Duro hard cheese. Olancho.
Oh, there you go. That is very good melting cheese for any recipe that requires melted cheese.
And there's the block.
Yep. Yep.
And when they say hard, it is not a joke. This thing, I'm telling you, it's like a weapon. Yeah, I've never seen cheese as hard, but I've been putting it on scrambled eggs, and you make little slices. It's an interesting product. Gotta tell you.
Now, what you could do with that really hard cheese, it just simply means it's a little dry. It's been laying around. Same thing with bread that's a couple days old. You take it, put it in a skillet with a cover, dry, no oil, just a little bit of water in the skillet. Jack Puppet. Just a little bit of tiny bit of water, and you steam it, and it'll totally rejuvenate your good bread. Don't do it to Wonder Bread. Give the Wonder Bread to the pigeons outside. But you know, if you got good bread that's a couple days old, which simply means it's drying out, and or that hard cheese, you can easily rejuvenate. But don't microwave it, because that's the worst thing you can do to try to heat up food that's been lying around. Here's
the question for you.
It's not a disco. Well, you know what? It can be used by a DJ, but it's not a disco. Well, actually, it is a sort of disco ball. It is an LED party lamp that when you turn it on, it revolves. It's LED.
Oh yeah, I've seen those things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's LED, and it's in a lamp. To be honest with you, it's not. I mean, if I had a young lady over here, I could very easily put this in my lamp, or I got red lights, I got black lights, LED stuff. I got all kinds of stuff, but you have to have a willing participant to visit you. Right now, my only willing participant is grog. Good beverages and good food. That's about it. Like tonight, I'm having the codfish, wild Alaskan Pacific cod fillet over black and red rice that's seasoned. It's actual black rice, which is a little pricey, but I mixed it with the red rice, and I seasoned it, and I'm going to
That sounds interesting.
Yeah,
right.
I laid the fish right over the rice, and all the extra virgin olive oil and the juice from the fish trickles down into the rice, and it's delicious. Like trickle down economics, except this is real trickle down.
People are looking recently for seafood stock at grocery stores. Apparently, it hadn't been coming in lately. And Pablo told me, he says, don't these people know they can make their own seafood stock? Doesn't take much effort.
All you got to do, people, let me give a little magical fandango first. All you got to do, people, is get the fish heads from the fishmonger at the market and boil, or some people say boil them fish heads, and you got the best fish stock ever. And that includes the shells of the shrimps. Don't throw away them shells. Put them in the freezer. They make excellent stock.
My grandfather is the one that taught me to eat the shrimp tails. When you get fried shrimp or boiled, he said you eat the tails. And I never turned back. After I started, I never turned back,
Well, I noticed that shrimp that's steamed in the shell, which a lot of ethnic people like to cook everything with the bone. Meat with the bone, fish with the bone, shrimp with the shell, crabs with the shell, lobster with the shell. All you got to do, if you look at it, you go, oh, what a nuisance. Just pull the legs off, grab it by the tail, and squeeze like a toothpaste tube. Just squeeze it. And that shrimp will just go boing, will pop right out of there.
Right.
But
now,
watch the spike. Shrimps are not like these wimpy little creatures. They have a serrated spike on the top of their head, and they will stab you with it.
They will stab you with it.
And it hurts.
Now, Pink Whitney. Oh, great. We're getting a storm, and I'm supposed to cut the grass tomorrow.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, I know. I already edged the yard today. So
you're getting the storm right now?
If it's dry, I can get out there in 40 minutes, have the whole yard cut. But now look at this rainstorm here. Well, that's the way it goes, I guess. I was wondering, my neighbor next door was cutting his yard, and then he cut his father-in-law's yard, and he was out there working and working and working. I said, I've been on my feet for over 8 hours. I'm tired. I'm not cutting anymore. I'm not going to cut a whole yard. All right. Let's see. I'm going to score this a 92 A-. Now, it could be too low of a score, but I don't know a lot about pink lemonade flavored vodka, so I have to go with that. I think that's fair. So what are you going to score your elderflower?
Well, I am going to score it. I'm very impressed with the aroma and the flavor and the lack of sweetness. So I have decided to give it a good score of, as far as liqueurs go, 98% out of 100. Because, there's a lot of liqueurs out there that are too sweet, but then again, there are some that are not. And because of the history behind this, I'm sure it's not, I'm sure it goes way back in Germany. And the fact that it's not nauseatingly sweet, and it has the medicinal elderflower, just like elderberry. I say 98% out of 100. I always like when I like something a lot. I very rarely would give it 100 because I want to leave room for something I
Right.
never had that's going to blow me away. I know there's always something out there. I like Bailey's Irish cream over vanilla ice cream. I think it tastes wonderful over that. And any Irish cream doesn't have to be Bailey's. Even
Right, because
though,
they make a lot of good. They make a lot of good independent brand Irish creams.
yeah, even the domestic Black Button Distillery in Rochester, New York, had an outstanding cream of whiskey, which they called domestic Irish cream version in comparison to. Outstanding. I think that you can't go wrong. Either French vanilla or vanilla bean ice cream. Just pour that right over it. And yeah, seafood. Do you like deep sea scallops or even bay scallops in a spaghetti sauce? Bay scallops with linguine or spaghetti is really good. Now the real tiny scallops are called calico scallops. But
Calico.
yeah, those are the babies. But you know what?
I got the bay scallops.
Bay scallops are a little bigger. They're bigger than calicos. But you know what? I haven't met a seafood I didn't like. I mean, I've had so much. Even those when I used to go to the buffet, they had the cockle clams, the little baby clams. They're like
Cockles, yeah.
cockles. They're like reddish, and they have ridges in the shell, but they're little. And they cooked it in its own broth. And what I used to do is scoop all the cockles up and pour it over some Chinese lo mein noodles, and or even the angel hair rice noodles that they make, which is called Mei Fun. Mei Fun is the angel hair rice noodles. Excellent flavor. Can't go. Mike's.
This is I'm gonna drink this. I guess it's Mike's hard lemonade. It's made in across the United States, actually the West, the North, and the South for this company. But it's naturally flavored, and they don't use like high fructose corn syrup and all that. The only reason I have it is because I could only buy it in a 12-pack variety pack. They had 4 flavors of 3 cans each, and I said, well, it's not really my type of thing, but it wouldn't hurt to buy it, I guess. So
Yeah.
I bought
Well, it might be sweet because it's nationally advertised, but you never know. I know. I
Well,
know.
what I noticed about it, it seems like they dialed back the sweetness and they dialed back the tartness. They tried to make it more like a regular lemonade, which is not a sugar bomb. Well, you can see they don't add any color into it. It's just gray. Look at this gray.
Yeah, it's gray. It's like a lemonade color, right?
Yeah, and it is a flavored beer. Now tomorrow, and I'm going to go back to the seafood in a minute. Tomorrow,
Ghostbusters.
Dawn Busters, so I can't stay on too late. I'm going to do 2 blended whiskeys. Well, this thing from New Jersey's been doing okay. It hasn't exactly been differentiating itself. It is 101 proof, but I thought, when I bought it, I said, "Oh, this thing's going to be just standing out, so it won't be much of a challenge every time because of the higher proof." But it hasn't really been the case. So that's a danger with it, because if you say, "Oh, it doesn't taste strong," and you start guzzling it, it's gonna bring you to your knees. But I'm not gonna make Boilo, but that's what they make in Eastern Pennsylvania. But it hasn't done terrible either. And I'm gonna go up against a real low end, I mean really low end, from Heaven Hill. This is what they do when they really don't want to sell it in a credible. They make something called Clubhouse, which is actually drunk at no clubhouse in America. But this liter bottle is sold at a local store about 23 miles east of me, 25 miles east of me, called International Market. And we can get these liter bottles for $5.99. I'm not joking, $5.99. But it's from Heaven Hill, but Heaven Hill doesn't have the gall to put their own name on it. They call it Kentucky Standard Distilleries.
Yeah.
But I tracked it down. It's Heaven Hill. They just don't want to be associated with it, or they're just hoping you don't, make the connection. But anyway, that's tomorrow. So if y'all want to see badness in bottles, join up. If you want to do something more productive, don't watch. But anyway, I'll tell you real fast. I was in Grand Isle, Louisiana one time on the Gulf Coast. And there were thousands of tiny white clamshells that washed up on the beach. Thousands. And I opened them up and they had little clam meat inside, the little living clam. And I thought to myself, I wonder if somebody could just pick these all up and rinse them out and somehow cook them, what could you do with these things? It was just amazing.
Spaghetti's white clam sauce. Spaghetti for spaghetti.
Yeah, they were little white clam shells with the clam inside. And
you get some good white wine, not crappy white wine from the supermarket. Get some good white wine and make yourself some white clam sauce with a lot of parsley and garlic and olive oil, and I bet they'll be great.
Well, that was so long ago. I never did do it, but I just thought it must have been baby, or maybe there are clams that are really that small as a full-grown adult.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of people in the South that don't even use blue crab in any recipe. They just leave them in the water. They just don't even pay attention to them.
Not Louisiana. No, that's not the case in Louisiana. Louisiana is a huge mecca for blue crabs. People eat soft shell crabs. They eat boiled blue or bald. They have no hair there.
Well, Florida, and I cannot overemphasize DUH. Florida leaves them in the water, and you know how let me tell you,
they only eat the stone crabs. Yeah,
the best spaghetti sauce I ever had, honestly, was with the big jumbo female she crabs, the big female crabs, which has the fat. If you're going to make soup, a chowder, has the fat, which gives a lot of flavor to your sauces and soups. But, soft shell crab is a commercial crabber told me when the back fin, when the joint on the back fin that's against the body of the crab in the back, when that turns like a pinkish color, that means the crab is going to molt. When the crab molts, you got to put it on ice. Let it die on ice, because if you wait a little too long, the soft shell crab, when they grow, they molt. Same thing with the crawfish and lobsters. So when they molt, they start to become tough again because they become hard. Well, you don't want it to get what they call paper shell. So as soon as they molt, because timing is everything, you put them in ice, they die soft. Now all you do is tear the lungs out, and you can batter the whole crab, batter it, do whatever you want, flour, whatever combination you want to do, and fry it up, and you can eat the whole thing. It's really a wonderful seafood.
Those are really popular down here, soft shell crabs. And the blue crabs are the big thing here. soft shell crab, boiled crabs, stuffed crab. And we don't really get stone crabs around here. Now, every now and then you'll catch one, a rock crab or a stone crab, but they're not common here.
There's a season for those. I know in Florida.
They don't really come this far west, but we have caught a few, but they're not common.
You see, the blue crab, the males have big claws with the blue on the tip. The females have the little claws with orange on the tip. But the females have a larger body. It's a wider body, I guess, to accommodate the egg sac. And the females are like this. Like they'll grab you. They're always crabby. They're always in a bad mood. The males are more same thing with the crawfish. Crawfish, big claws, laid back attitude. Female crawfish, little claws, nasty. James, I love every seafood. I remember when I was younger, holiday was tried every fish, including monkfish, poor man's lobster. It was creepy looking, Yeah, it's ugly as hell. It's a deep ocean fish. It has a texture like lobster, and blowfish tails are real tasty. Blowfish tails, which is similar. Also butterfish, pompano, which is the same family. Whelks, whelk is like a predatory ocean snail. Saltwater snail. They're predatory.
All right.
Anyway, we can go on and do. That's a whole.
Yeah. Well, it was fun having you for Fandango Friday, Independence Day weekend starting up here, and we'll try to do this again soon. I got the pickle flavor vodka from Sazerac in the freezer in a glass bottle, and they sell these.
Yeah. Sake is about 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks sake. Yeah, I have to go buy some. That shouldn't be difficult. And then Mathern's has these party bottle buckets from a 99 brand, and they're 40 cents a bottle for these sample bottles. 40 cents a bottle. You get 20 bottles for $7.99.
Right.
So I might buy that soon because that's a good value. But anyway, James is going to close out with a musical accompaniment.
Accompaniment. Yes. This is a special holiday accompaniment. Hey, by the way, all you people that didn't join Fandango Friday because your wives and girlfriends nagged you and told you it's a holiday weekend, you don't need to be joining his show. Tell them to mind their own business and shut their mouths. Tell them I said so. All right? All right. No, I'm serious. Tell them I said so. I once knew a Brazilian woman that couldn't say mouse. She said moosh. I go, what the hell are you talking about, man? Moosh? What's a moosh? Moosh. Oh, hey, come on, man. Hey, moosh. Hold on.
Shut your moosh.
Shut up, or you moosh. Happy birthday, Mom. Rest in peace. Today, 4th of July was her birthday.
Oh, man.
So was the country. She used to joke and say she was born with a bang. The doctor didn't have to slap her on the butt. She woke up from the fireworks. And tomorrow is Fandango Friday with Professor High Exalted
Oh
Mystic.
no, tomorrow is Dawn Busters. You mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tomorrow is Dawn Busters with the Grand Poobah High Exalted Mystic Imperial Wizard Ruler, Mr. Ronald J. Theriot. And I think that that people should start supporting his work with a gift.
Thank you, everybody. Well, y'all take care. It's been a fun hangout, and everybody have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Be safe too.